Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Check it out. I'm going to try to release this video on Father's Day. So I hope you guys having a great Father's Day. I hope you guys are having just a fantastic day. If you're a father, I hope you spend it with your family. And I really hope you're having a great time. If your father's not here for whatever reason, or maybe you didn't have a good father or whatever, you know, I kind of follow in that category. Well, our Father's in heaven, and he's a great example of what it is to be a father. So if your father suck, make sure you don't suck to your children. But anyways, I really wanted you guys, or at least let you guys know that I appreciate what you guys do. And I really hope you guys are having a great Father's Day. That is, of course, if I'm able to edit this video by tonight, because I'm recording on Saturday. So I kind of wanted to talk about this because you know what? This happened to me years ago. And I kind of want to give you some tips about this. Maybe it's helpful. Maybe it's not. Who knows? I do this for fun. But again, I kind of wanted to talk about this because you may encounter this, right? And as we have such a great community of motorcycles and community of great people that love to ride bikes and things like that, you're always going to have the haters. And you always could tell in the comments. People always complain about something. People always attack you about something. People always got something to say. The haters. That's what they do. Really, that's what they do. And, you know, I always think about the military. In the military, they'll tell you, don't ever bring an issue without a solution. Make sure you have some solutions, right? Some of those guys have no solution. Some of those guys I just want to hate and really talk bad and really disappoint you and really put you in a situation where you doubt yourself, where you get discouraged. You know, some people even deal with depression over this, right? I don't. I've been here on YouTube for a long time, so I really don't care. If you want to put it that way, I really don't care. But nevertheless, you know, you may face people like this. And I wanted to talk about this because, again, like I say, it happened to me many years ago. I had my first bike. And I want to kind of tell you about my first bike just so you guys could get an idea. I came back from Afghanistan, right? I think it was Afghanistan. Yeah, it was Afghanistan. And I come back and I make a decision that I want to buy me a motorcycle. Now, I don't really know anything about motorcycles. I don't know how to ride motorcycles. I don't know, you know, how to put it on first gear. I don't know none of that stuff, barely, right? I mean, obviously, I know the concept of a motorcycle. But what I'm saying is that my experience was very limited back in those days. Now, I had a little bit of experience when it comes down to the simple fact of riding in the back or being around motorcycles because obviously, well, not obviously, what's going on here, man? Come on. But obviously, my family had motorcycle. My, you know, members of my family had bikes. So I remember being a little kid. I remember being in the back of the bikes. I remember enjoying myself, you know, riding in the back when, you know, with family members, right? So that was about it. You know, really barely did any riding when I was in my early teens or anything like that. Really didn't, right? Other than helping people in the family, you know, grabbing some wrenches and some tools and things like that. So I guess I had a little bit of experience being around bikes, but not actually riding motorcycles, right? So here's the thing. So I decide to buy a motorcycle and I buy a Gixxer 750. Gixxer 750, guys. That's a pretty fast bike, right? I mean, you could pick up some serious speed on that bike. If you ever hang around the cross rocket, you know, the sport bike guys, you know, there's always the arguments of the 600 versus the 1000. 750 kind of feels right in the middle, you know, right? Like a really nice fast bike. Not a 600, not a 1000, but again, you know, more fast than I ever think that I want to go, right? Again, pretty fast if you ask me. Now, I'm not a speed guy. I'm not one of those guys that need to go super fast. So that was more than enough. So I go to a place called Wilmington, North Carolina, and that was about I want to say about an hour from the base where I was stationed in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. So I kind of drive there with a friend on a truck, and the guy shows up. I think I pay a little bit, maybe a little bit below $3,000 or something like that, guys. I really don't remember. But I pay a few $1,000s for this bike, and the guy shows up and he's like, hey, you want to ride the bike? And I'm like, no, I don't know how to ride a bike, right? So I had no idea how to ride a bike. And I believe, I guess, again, you know, this is like 10 years ago, like a long time ago. My friend rides the bike maybe, or somebody rides the bike or something, or I saw the guy riding the bike to the place, because I remember that he actually walked back from wherever he came from. So again, you know, I get this bike, I put it in the back of the truck, we tied it down, and I go home and I sit on the bike and I conducted or started to teach myself in a way, because like I said, I didn't really know how to ride a bike. So I started teaching myself how to ride a bike, how to put it on first gear, how to control the clutch, you know, what is the front brake, what is the rear brake, which by the way, I don't recommend anybody to do that, right? Go through the basic course is actually the best way you could do this. But again, you know, having a motorcycle in my garage, obviously I'm gonna try something. So I started kind of teaching myself, and then the Marine Corps sent me to the safety course, which I highly recommend it. I think it's a great idea. Everybody should take the safety course, and I do that. So I take the safety course. I think I want to turn here. Let me see. I take the safety course, and as I take the safety course, I learned a bunch of stuff, just a bunch of stuff, that it was so beneficial. And I also take the sport bike course. Now, a lot of military guys, I don't know, for some reason, we like to complain about things, right? But a lot of military complain about this. I don't think it's a complaining factor. I think it's a very, very good idea to do. Look at that little turtle. Come on, buddy. Look at that. Come on, buddy. You can make it. There's barely no traffic here. So, like I said, you know, a lot of military guys complain about it. I don't know why they're complaining about it. I think it's a fantastic idea, a fantastic course. The military pays for it, and not only that, you're getting paid while you're going through this course. So again, there you are, supposed to go to work on Monday, but you're getting paid to go to a motorcycle course that they're paying for. And when I was in the service, you could do the basic course, you could do the cruiser, you could do the sport bike course, you could do the track day. I mean, it was insane the amount of different courses that you could take, right? So, wow, I didn't realize that this was such a curvy road. That's nice. So, you could take all those courses. So, again, I took the course. I learned tons of things. Highly recommend it. And, again, like I said, I started to writing, right? But here's the thing that I wanted to mention, right? Because I started writing with a couple guys. And those guys, they also had Gixxer's 750, right? I had a 750 2003, I believe. A buddy of mine had a 2005, and I got another buddy that had a 2006. Now, think about this. Back in those days, man, this place is packed. Back in those days, that was actually very, very, if you want to call it this, it was pretty new bike. I guess not super new, but they weren't really, really old bike, because we're talking about, you know, like 10 years ago. So you're talking about a few years. I actually take my kid here all the time. I wanted to come here because there is some water back there that I wanted to show you guys. But wow, this place is packed. I guess so. It's Saturday. I guess I come back here another day. And actually, I got a 360 camera coming up. When I get the 360 camera, I will come here and show you guys. But let me get out of here. So again, they weren't really old motorcycles or anything like that, but super old. But they were, you know, used bikes, right? So I was enjoying myself very, very much with those guys. Like, I was riding constantly. I was going to multiple places. I was traveling, you know, with the sport bikes. And again, it was a pretty decent time. I really enjoyed it myself. riding those motorcycles or riding the sport bikes. Obviously now I really can't do it because you know what? There is so much, you know, like bending over and things like that. It kind of sucks. It hurts my back really, really bad. So I really don't like to. I prefer this bike. Obviously, I actually like the Harleys more. I like the cruisy style. I'm older. I'm able to have a better position. Very, you know, I obviously I'm standing straight. All that good stuff. So again, no doubt I would never go back to a sport bike. I'm pretty sure that I could say I would never go back to a sport bike. But I did enjoy it while I had it. But obviously I was kind of learning. I was just riding and kind of learning, kind of enjoying myself and learning. And I remember that I came to a place, a gas station, where it was a meetup, right? And I used to go to a lot of those things back in the days, you know, show up to the meetup, talk to a bunch of guys, you know, get to know people. You guys know the deal, you know, it's a lot of fun. And as I go to this place, I stop in this light. And as I'm stopping in this light, you know, I come to a complete stop. And as I come to a complete stop, and then I take my left turn, and I make it to the gas station. I mean, it was right across. The traffic light was across from the gas station. I get the hater. I get the guy that comes over to ask me how long I have been riding. Right? He's like, how long have you been riding? And I told him, you know, a few months. He's like, yeah, I could tell because the way you took that turn, it was just horrible and it was bad. And he started to bash me. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm a big boy. I could take a lot of people criticizing me. But at that point, I was newer in the community. I was, you know, the way that he was talking about it, he was just talking crap. Just kind of like making fun of me instead of, you know, kind of like assisting me. Or again, you know, I watch a lot of videos. I mean, being many years from now, and I'm still watching videos that, you know, like Boots and Jeans. I like to watch them because the guy Rich, he's always teaching videos how to ride the motorcycle better and things like that, which, by the way, there's a gold wing trike in front of me, Rich. But again, you know, I don't consider myself the best rider now, so I'm always trying to improve myself, you know, utilizing my friction zone, learning how to use my rear brake and things like that. I'm still seeking to be a better rider. Back then, I was just not a good rider at all, not because anything else other than I was new. And when you are a new rider, there are some things that you got to understand, you know. You have to, I mean, essentially, it takes time for you to become a decent rider. It really does. It's not going to be one of those things that you take a class and boom, you are a great rider. It's just not going to happen. You're going to have to do this thing that is called the hard work and the experience. You're going to have to go out there and crush miles upon miles for you to get better. And not even in miles in general. A lot of times when you switch bikes, it still takes you a little bit for you to understand that new bike that you have and learn how to crush more miles in that bike, you know, like, and again, let me take even one step beyond that. When I changed this bar, I got 16-inch Burley bars in here. It took me a little bit again to get used to these bars. Now I guess it wasn't a really long time, but again, you know, different position, different stand, different way to maneuver the bike. So it did take me a little bit to learn how to maneuver this bike with this bars. So here's the thing, you know what? A lot of times we could discourage someone by the comments that we make. Really, someone could be discouraged. And I'm going to tell you, to continue talking about this dude, I remember, man, it's been many years, but I remember he was bragging about his bike, and he kind of upset me a little bit. And I'm kind of like, well, my bike is paid off. Your bike kind of belongs to the dealer, you know? Oh, I got this brand new bike. Paid $16,000 back in those days for a sport bike. That was a pretty decent bike. Or whatever it was, 15, 16. And I was like, well, mine, I only paid $3,000, but mine is mine. Mine doesn't belong to the bank. Which, again, I don't remember exactly how the conversation went, but I think, if I remember correctly, we had a couple go back and forward. And, you know, back then I was a young buck. Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, so I thought it was invincible. Now I'm 40 and everything hurts, so now I tend to, like, you know, be more peaceful if you want to put it that way. So again, you know, it's interesting. It's interesting to talk to some people, because what people tells you sometimes could discourage people from riders. So you know what? He could have come over and be like, "Hey, look, man, I saw you taking that turn. Have you considered this?" I remember in the class they teach you this thing about kissing the mirrors. And essentially, you guys see my mirrors here. In the sport bike course, what they teach you is to lean forward and kind of kiss the mirror. And as you go to kiss that mirror, the bike tend to, lean the position that you go into. That was a good technique. Obviously, you got counter steering and things like that as well. But I remember that in particular. He could have been nice about it. He could have shared some tips as a rider that been doing it for a long time. But instead, that's not what we got. Instead, we got a little bit of hate. Really, really, we did. So, by the way, one day when I become really old, I'm getting a gold wing. I'm definitely in. I've been watching gold wing videos lately a lot. And man, those bikes are cool. They're just cool. Whatever you say, I don't care. I guess I'm a Harley guy, but you know what? Those gold wings, they look really, really cool. There we go. It looks to me like a lot of people are riding. Look at that, more bikes there. I've been seeing bikes like crazy. I hope you guys got a good day, and I hope you guys are enjoying your day, and I hope that this Father's Day will be a blessing to you guys. I pray that your families are blessed. I pray that you are blessed, and I pray that you have a really, really good Father's Day in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you for supporting my channel. I appreciate everything that you guys do for me. And as always, God is in control.